Hi everyone, I am Kathleen Selmans. I am the host of What's Working in Video, and I am also the CEO and co-founder of Amplified Now, an expert video content marketing agency that allows people to get their expertise out into the world and get out of their own way with content marketing. Today, I have with me Jonna Willoughby Lohr. Would you like to introduce yourself and your business?
Sure. So I'm Jonna Willoughby Lohr. My company is called Papercraft Miracles. We're an eco-friendly handmade paper company, and we make magical things out of paper that bring meaning to people's lives. And we do everything from handmade stationery, hand-bound books, paper flowers, plantable seed bombs, giant installations, you name it, we do it.
That is so cool. How did you get into that?
I always wanted to be an artist my whole entire life since I was a kid. And I started writing poetry and making collages when I was about 5. And my mom really encouraged that a lot. And when I went away to college, I initially wanted to be a writer. And as soon as I set foot on the campus, I was like, I need to make stuff. It's not enough. I need to do more. And so I ended up making up my own major in college to integrate entrepreneurial business and creative art together, because I wanted to be an artist and I didn't want to be a starving artist. And none of the arts majors had any information whatsoever about how to make a living with art. They just taught you how to make it. And I was like, well, that's useless. So it was really great to be able to make up my own major and focus really on exactly what I wanted to do. And I came up with my company when I was a junior in college, and started taking orders from the corner of my dorm room. And I've been doing this for 18 years.
That's really cool. Did you go to a small school?
Yeah, it was this little tiny school outside of Asheville, North Carolina, called Warren Wilson College. Such a cool place. You should definitely check it out. It's like a little hippie commune down there.
Did your degree that you created become a degree that now other people are graduating with?
It's not really exactly how the program worked. So my major was actually in integrative studies. And so that's still a major there, but I made up exactly what I wanted to do. And I had to pick out every class I wanted to take. I had to pitch it to the board. I had to do a thesis project and like a 25-page thesis paper and like an internship. And it was difficult, but it was really awesome to spend every minute of college doing exactly what I wanted to do forever.
Right. And now you get to do that with your life, right? So you went from college to your own business right away?
I had my own business as a part-time, like a side gig. After I graduated college, my junior year of school was really crazy for me. My mom passed away in the beginning of the first semester. And right at the beginning of the second semester, my dorm burnt to the ground with all of my stuff in it on her birthday.
Oh.
And then they cut my financial aid for my senior year, like all in the span of like 5 months.
Oh, that's so stressful.
Yeah. And so my brother and I, who were 20 and 23 at the time, inherited my mom's house, and she didn't have a will. And there was like all this legal craziness, and her house was falling apart, and she didn't have any money and all this stuff. So after I graduated, I kind of had to get like an actual job that had, benefits and paid
some sort of stability, right?
Some kind of steady paycheck to make sure that my house didn't fall down. But I definitely started doing our, for-profit art immediately as well as my side gig. So I did a lot of poetry shows. I did music shows. I made my own CDs and sold them on the street corner. And then in addition to that, I was making wedding albums and invitations for my friends who were just starting to get married and have kids and do baby showers and that kind of stuff. So it was always my fun side gig that was like, if I make money at this, cool. If I didn't, I get to make art, and that's also cool. And it continued as a side gig and for about 12 years until after I had my first son. And it just didn't make sense to go back to my full-time job where I would pay every single penny I made to get health insurance and pay for daycare. And I was like, well, I can work 40 hours a week, make no money, and pay someone else to raise my kid. Or I can stay home with my kid, figure out a way to buy health insurance. Thanks, Obama. Yes. And then I was like, well, I can start growing this business that I've wanted to grow for almost 20 years. And so that was right at the beginning of 2016 that I quit my job to stay home. And within a couple of years, it's been my company got really big, which is awesome.
That's great. So what would you say your primary seller is now? What do people mostly buy from you? Or is it pretty diverse?
It's really still pretty diverse. I mean, we have a lot of different products that we sell here. And so pre-COVID, I would say that the bulk of our business was weddings and special events, either corporate events, non-for-profit fundraisers, that kind of stuff. We did favors and invitations and things like that. And then obviously for weddings, we do invitations, guest book, thank you cards, paper flowers, all the flower arrangements, bouquets. We would have people booking a lot of weddings, $5,000-$10,000 per wedding, like pretty big orders and stuff like that. But since everything shut down with COVID and no one is booking a big fat wedding anymore, we had to pivot really quickly. And lucky for me that I had been doing this for my side gig, making magical, special, fun gifts for people for how many years, forever, kind of, in my entire adult life. So as soon as everything shut down, I just kind of stopped marketing for weddings and said, hey, you know how you have all those people you want to feel connected to, but you can't? That's my jam. Like, that's what we do here. We make stuff that when somebody opens the box, you don't even have to tell them it's from you because they know. And
that is really cool. I can't wait to see. But this is about what's working in video, and I haven't asked a single video question yet. So how are you using video to connect with your customers?
So when I first quit my job, I was home with a little baby and trying to rebrand and grow a company when I had very little time to do anything or leave the house. So I started just turning on my camera and just showing people what I was making in my studio, which at the time was a bedroom. And I would say, hey, I'm about to be making this book for somebody. And I would just kind of do a lot of behind the scenes live videos, short clips, how-tos, tutorials, and kind of giving people a glimpse into what life is really like as a mompreneur that's trying to, do what they love while also trying to care for a kid. And it worked really, really well.
Yeah, that sounds like it would. The Austin Kleon book, Show Your Work, where he says like the very best way to connect with your audience is to just like pull back the curtain so that people know, especially when you're buying from a small business, intuitively that you're not buying like from a black box. Especially for you're buying something that some person's hand was in and making really special. What platform worked best for you with those videos?
So I really did a lot on Instagram because
it sounds like it sounds perfect for Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of like time lapse type of things, just behind the scenes. I would just turn the video on and just work, and I wouldn't always be talking to people. I'd just be doing stuff. So I did a lot on Instagram. We've built quite the organic following over there. We got over 5,000, 200 followers or something like this. And in 2016, when I quit my job, I had 3 followers. 2 of which were my friends, and 1 was another account that was also me. So, so it is possible to grow a good Instagram following without paying for followers. Don't do that. Don't do it. I actually started building my Facebook page before I quit my job. I think I started that maybe 2012, 2013, like right when they first started allowing people to have a business page on Facebook. Because at the time, my website was on Angelfire. Don't try to find it. It's awful. From 2004, I just I'd never had time to rebuild a website. So as soon as they came out with Facebook, I was like, this is great. It's free. It's so easy to put pictures on it. And all my friends are there.
What could go wrong? Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was just like, I'm just going to do this until I, have time to rebuild a website. And so I actually started with my Facebook page then, and same thing. I wasn't really like trying to get a lot of people to like it. It's all just organic growth. And we've got like 3,500 followers on there, which it works really well. We've got decent engagement over there. I post things and people are like, this is beautiful. And a lot of people share the pictures and videos and stuff that we do over there. I also do the time-lapse videos and kind of live behind-the-scenes videos on the Facebook page too.
What has changed since you got started? So this is like 4 years now. So what is different about your video strategy now than when you were getting started?
Well, it's so much easier now than it was then. All the technology just keeps getting better, and it keeps getting easier to take a video quickly on your phone, and Wi-Fi is stronger, and you can easily just link it up and do live videos and stuff like that. I have gotten better at lighting and having a better tripod. I mean, I remember when I first got all my paper making equipment, which was about 3 months after I quit my job. He was about 8 months old, and I ended up buying a whole paper making studio full of equipment. And so that's where I mainly did a lot of my behind the scenes videos, because paper making is such a fun visual process. And there's so many people who have no idea how paper is made at all. And it's just really fascinating for people to watch that. So I had good success doing that. And when I first started doing videos down in the basement, that's where my studio is, in the basement. It's pretty dark down there and stuff like that. So I had a one clip light, like a work light, in addition to the fluorescent lights in the ceiling. And I didn't have a tripod or anything that could hold my phone. So I actually had like an empty coffee mug that was just tight enough that with my phone in the case that it was in, I could kind of prop it in the mug so you could see what I was doing. And if I moved the table at all, like a lot of my videos, it would like fall over. So I definitely have gotten a lot better equipment. I've gotten better tripods and actual lights and now that I actually started doing a podcast earlier this year too. So I do a lot of video that way. So that's definitely a big post-COVID change as far as bringing video to life in my studio and my business. And so I have a podcast called Reach the Stars Podcast, and I interview cool people who do cool things from all around the world, and we share their inspiring stories. So
that's neat.
I got a better webcam. I got a good microphone with a little pop screen. So for anybody, like, get one of these, not super expensive. I can send you the links of the ones that I got. And like, get a good webcam that has, high def on it. They're not that expensive, and your videos will just look so much better on the internet. It's just great. And I set that kind of stuff up, and I got better at editing videos. I use Adobe Premiere Pro since I already have the Creative Cloud
the Adobe things.
Yeah. I have it anyway, and I've been paying for it. So, and once you have a basic idea of how the Adobe products work and how they're kind of based on building layers, like all the platforms kind of work the same way like that, it's easier to kind of get an idea of how their Premiere program works. It's just like you build audio and visual layers on top of each other. So I did a lot of work on that and have gotten a lot better at editing my videos. So
that is awesome. This has been a really cool talk. Because I'm going to link to you either down here below if your people are watching this on YouTube, or in our blog post. Where can they find you?
So our website is really easy to find. It's just papercraftmiracles.com. And we are on Instagram at papercraftmiracles, and on Facebook at Papercraft Miracles, which makes it really easy. We also have a Pinterest page that's at Paper Miracle, because too short. And the podcast is right on our website, and there's a little green bar at the top. But if you want to go directly to it, you can go to papercraftmiracles.com/Reach the Stars podcast, or go listen to it on any major platform and YouTube channel.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.